fleshies, and welcome to today's thrilling story. It's one I'm sure that will make you question the next time you go to buy something at a retail store. Charlie seems to love antiques and resale shops, especially when he's writing. So does our character in today's story. She seems to love mirrors, a bane for vampires, but for the living and the vain, seems to be an in thing. Well, Rachel can certainly pick them. But it seems that this mirror has something inside of it that loves to reach out and chew your ear. Guess it's time for you to grab a snack, grab your blankets, and pull up your tombstone, because the story is ready. Welcome to Stop Being You. Rachel Garner has been looking to add another mirror to her bedroom, but she hasn't found the perfect one just yet. Today, her search brings her to a estate sale, where hopefully she'll find one. Just her luck. She finds just the right mirror in the bedroom of the owner. Or should I say the ex-owner of this lovely estate. The frame of this mirror is oak that has been painted silver. It was bought and then brought into Rachel's house. It now sits on her west wall. She thinks it makes the room look better, but it doesn't make it feel better. From the minute she put it up, there was an odd feeling of being watched, but clearly that made no sense. Why didn't it make sense? Her blinds were shut and her curtains closed. To put it simply, there is no way for anyone to see her, and yet she can't shake the feeling. Someone has to be watching her. Rachel doesn't know where or how, but she can't make it make any sense. The only way to escape the sensation is to simply leave the room. The problem is, like many of us, she's most vulnerable while she is sleeping in her bedroom. One morning, upon waking up, she looked at the mirror. Like all of us, she saw her reflection. And yet, something was not right. Her reflection had blue eyes, while her eyes are hazel. In disbelief, she blinked her eyes. The reflection's eyes were now back to her normal eye color. She played it off by saying, "I'm not awake yet." Turning around, she went to her closet and opened the door to grab her clothes. Hanging on the inside of the door, there is another mirror, and from this mirror she can see something that is a bit startling. Her reflection, still in the mirror, as if she were standing in front of it. What happened, though, would truly scare her. The reflection's head turned and looked at her. The sight scared her. She grabbed her clothes and ran out of the bedroom and into the bathroom. to get away from whatever was in the mirror. She showers, gets dressed, and does everything else that needs to be done to get ready. She is going out for a big day of shopping. As she turns her head, the other reflection pops into the mirror. Rachel doesn't know that it can travel between mirrors. She also doesn't know that it has other tricks up its sleeves. As she is ready to head out, she hears a voice ring out from the bedroom. "Have fun shopping," it said with a giggle. Rachel almost responded to the voice. She caught herself when she realized that the voice was hers. It spoke again. "I'll see you soon." She doesn't want to be in her house right now. Not only was there a ghost in her mirror, but it was talking to her. There was, however, a part of her that didn't mind the talking because Rachel was a bit of a loner. She heads out the door to go shopping, and as she gets into the car, she looks into the rearview mirror, and no one is there. She sighs in relief. As she drives down the road, the spirit appears in her driver's side mirror. The driver doesn't notice, which is good, because honestly, we don't need a spooked driver on the road. When she parks the car, the ghost is very much aware that Rachel is entering the store. The thought crosses her mind that whatever is in the mirror might just enter the mirrors here. For an hour, she moves through the store's women's fashion section. 6 outfits are now sitting in her cart, waiting for her to try them on. Making her way into the fitting room, she checks in and was taken to the changing rooms. Stepping into the tiny changing room, she hangs up the outfits. As she is changing, Rachel gets nervous. She notices the mirrors, and it wasn't long before nervousness turned into anxiety. Almost on cue, her reflection pops up into the mirror. The other self says nothing. Rachel feels the reflection stare and turns to look at it. And as she does, the reflection vanishes. With everything tried on, she leaves the room and checks out. At home, the clothes are put away and she goes to sit in the living room. Then it happens. An hour into being home, and she hears her voice coming from the bedroom. The voice is a bit louder, but it's most definitely speaking. "Come here so we can talk." Rachel wants nothing to do with the voice. Whoever it belongs to doesn't matter. The television is turned on to drown out the voice coming from the bedroom. Eventually it stops without Rachel to entertain it. The other self vanished from the mirror. This disappearance, however, was simply just a retreat. She'll appear again when Rachel least expects it. It'll be something akin to an ambush. Rachel has been avoiding her bedroom, but there is something that cannot be avoided. Eventually, she'll have to use the bathroom. And that time has come. The minute she entered the room, the mirror had her reflection in it. Whatever she is, her face is in the mirror. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Rachel jumped. There was nothing about this that was okay. Rachel wanted her privacy, but she refused to give it to Rachel. Or whatever its name was. Rachel stared at the mirror in disbelief. Are you really going to watch me? The image didn't change. So you can talk. Now Rachel was just angry. She raised her voice. Go away! The image, however, didn't go away. Instead, it stared at her in disbelief. You invited me in, and now you want me gone? Rachel was visibly confused. She wanted to get away from it. She finished her business, washed her hands, and left. She grabbed her keys and her phone. Getting into her car, she left again, hoping that getting away from the house would give her peace. She arrived at the library, feeling a bit frantic. Rachel decided to get a book and then sit and read. There was just one problem, though. Right over Rachel's shoulder, there was a mirror. It took a couple of seconds, but then Rachel's face appeared in the mirror. You do know that wherever there is a mirror, I can appear. Rachel looked around at the people sitting 10 feet away from her, and no one else seemed to notice the woman in the mirror or her voice. You are really being quite rude, you know that, right? Rachel was becoming angry. You could at least look at me. Go away, Rachel yells at the mirror, and she tossed her book at it. Upon seeing this, one patron got up and found a staff member to report the behavior. Shame, shame. Look what you did. Now you'll just get kicked out. Rachel was beyond angry, and she's embarrassed. This is your fault, Rachel said as she grabs a chair. Rachel stands up as she grabs the chair that she was sitting in and hurls it at the mirror. The mirror broke, the police were called, and by the time they arrived, Rachel was in tears. The officer spoke with witnesses who all claimed the same thing. They claim that at one point, Rachel was super calm. Then she got angry, but the weirdest part is when she screamed at the mirror, threw the book, and then broke the mirror. No one approached her, and she approached no one. Though one person said she mentioned Rachel saying something like, "She is gone." No one mentioned seeing anything in the mirror. And no one mentioned hearing anything coming out of the mirror. When Rachel was interviewed, she mentioned the woman in the mirror and being tormented by the voice. Rachel was also very confused that no one could hear or see her. Instead of prison, Rachel was taken to a hospital just to make sure that she was okay. In the hospital, Rachel's room, of course, came with a mirror. The doctor sat in Rachel's room, waiting for Rachel to experience something that might explain the actions in the library. The woman in the mirror didn't appear at all to Rachel during the day. At night, though, the reflection in the mirror was back. I'm not going away, Rachel. I did to you what I did to the last person who owned my mirror. Rachel started speaking, but no one could hear her. But they could hear the patient yelling at the mirror. In the morning, the doctor added a camera that looked at the mirror. As the doctor, this evening, the thing in the mirror appeared again. And as the doctor was watching the video the next day, he was stunned, for not only had he captured the voice, but also the image in the mirror. It wasn't just Rachel speaking to an empty mirror. He captured the spirit talking to Rachel and Rachel talking to it. After seeing the video, the doctor calls the police from the hospital and she hands him the video. And the officers immediately release Rachel. Rachel was released from the hospital, who then calls the officers to her home. She has them take the mirror away, and the officer did. And the thing in the mirror never bothered her again. Well, fleshies, that's a wrap on our tale of Rachel and her reflective, talkative friend. I hope you all had a smashing time, even if Rachel ended up feeling a bit broken by the experience. Just goes to show you, sometimes an antique is just a pane in the glass. We owe a huge thank you to Charlie for reflecting this terrifying tale and sharing it with us. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our next chilling installment. Time to say goodbye. Put your gravestone back where it belongs, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled and your mirrors covered. And as I always say, fleshies, happy nightmares, fleshies. Goodbye.